If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Charlamagne receives backlash for his Gucci Mane interview, and Joel Osteen invites Kanye West to his mega church. Plus, Eminem disses Lord Jamar on stage last night. Let's talk hip-hop.
If it was if that was any other interviewer in that interview, it wouldn't be an issue. But being that me, Angela, and Envy work together,
you're supposed to protect them or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know where people get that from though. That I'm supposed to protect him. Like, he's an artist. He had an opinion on something that they did. Like, you know, they went on Breakfast Club. They did 20 minutes of Breakfast Club court. They said things about Gucci. They said things about Gucci's wife. You know, or played things that rappers said about Gucci's wife. Gucci had felt the way about that. That's that. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal for anybody to be tripping saying, you know, like, oh, well, Charlamagne shouldn't have done that. Like, no, I am an interviewer. I am a personality, a media personality. My job is to be as biased as possible, which is very hard to do.
Unbiased.
As possible. Well, maybe I did say it right the first time. God knows what he's doing. I'm just playing. But
that was Charlamagne doing an interview with Andrew Schultz, right? But Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz, they got their podcast, right? So, you know, he goes on his podcast and he's basically like, yo, people are like coming at him and criticizing him. And one of the people that actually criticized Charlamagne was Joe Budden, basically saying that, okay, and I see why Joe Budden criticized Charlamagne, but Joe Budden has to understand, you know, the dynamic between Charlamagne, Envy, and Angela Yee, right? So the whole situation is, y'all know over the past couple weeks that Gucci Mane has been dissing and talking mad shit about Angela Yee, right? And that was because he's coming out with his album, and it was funny, it was cute and everything like that, and then DJ Envy didn't take too nice of it, and he kind of started defending Angela Yee, right? Then they held something like Breakfast Club court, and they kind of really stepped over the line, I think, a little bit when they, you know, played some audio from Yo Gotti saying that Yo Gotti slept with Gucci Mane's girl back in the day before Gucci Mane was with her or whatever like that, and that was a little bit much, right? So, and not Gucci Mane's girl, Gucci Mane's wife, right? But it was before she was his wife and everything like that. So, you know, we get it. But the whole thing is that Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti, they do have a little bit of beef because of that very situation, right? And anyway, so Charlamagne does an interview with Gucci Mane, and during that interview, Gucci Mane expresses his disdain for DJ Envy and, of course, Angela Yee because of what they did, right? And Charlamagne is a media person. Charlamagne is a person who interviews rappers, right? And it's not like Gucci Mane was like, yo, I'm gonna shoot, you know, DJ Envy in the face or anything like that, but he was just expressing that he was mad at him, right? And yeah, he did say he was gonna slap DJ Envy, but that's a lot different from like gun him down when I see him, right? So a lot of people are calling Charlamagne disloyal because if you know, work with Envy and Angela Yee, then how dare you, you know, go and sit down with somebody who they have an issue with and do an interview with him. That must mean that Charlamagne's not that loyal, right? But here's my whole thing. They're not Charlamagne's brothers. They're not Charlamagne's cousins. They ain't his best friends. You know, they're his co-workers, right? And Charlamagne, if he wants an interview with Gucci Mane, then he gonna do it, right? Why does he have to be loyal to his co-worker? Now, it would be nice for him to be loyal to his co-workers, but it's not a necessity, right? And a lot of times when people work very closely together, they end up developing a friendship and becoming friends, which is cool, but clearly this is not the situation between the people at the Breakfast Club, right? So of course, you know, Joe Budden would look at it in a different way, right? Because he was friends with Rory and Mal before the Joe Budden podcast, right? And this is the reason why he even brought them on to the Joe Budden podcast, because he's like, these are really good friends of mine, and I can make a business out of it, you know, and Parks as well, right? So that's one thing. And I think that Joe Budden is looking at it from that side of his brain. Hey, these are your friends. Why are you doing this, right? But really and truly, they're not his friends. It's Joe Budden's podcast is his own platform and his own podcast, right? The Breakfast Club is an iHeartRadio platform, right? It's a Power 105 platform, right? And I'm sure that other people did interviews and that team was put together, by a corporation, whereas Joe Budden's team came together organically, right? So Joe Budden's got to think like a little bit outside the box, right? So just like Everyday Struggle, that team was put together by Complex. It's not a bunch of friends who decided to do a podcast, Academics, Wayno, and Nadeska. Complex put that shit together, right? Or Joe Budden put that shit together, right, with Nadeska, and then they went and got Wayno, and DJ Academics. So the whole thing is that he responds, Charlamagne, and he's like, yo, listen, I don't know why people think that I have to be loyal to these dudes, right? I don't know why people think that just because I sit down with Gucci Mane that, it's fuck Angela Yee and fuck DJ Envy, right? And I kind of feel the same way, right? If I had a co-worker, I'm not talking about a friend, if I had a co-worker that did an interview with somebody that I had beef with and they sat down and they talked about whatever it is, then fine, I'm gonna just go do my interview and talk shit about that person too, right? And it's not gonna be the end of the Breakfast Club and, we got, 6 more months and the whole thing is gonna disband or whatever like that. It is what it is, right? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. As you guys know, Kanye dropped Jesus is King yesterday, right? And the album was pretty good, even though he then went on a couple of rants on an interview with Big Boy and a couple of other people, just talking a lot of crazy stuff, right? So I would just like Kanye to stick to the music and not do any interviews or go on any kind of rants anymore, right? But anyway, so Joel Osteen apparently invited Kanye West. Sorry, yo, I'm still sick a little bit. So, Joe Osteen invited Kanye West to his mega church, right, in Texas, right? And this is crazy because it's like mega church people link up, right? So Joe Osteen was like, okay, Kanye on that type of time, now he's ready to come to my church, right? It's just kind of weird and sleazy looking to me, I guess, right? But I guess Kanye West wants to open up his own mega church as well, which is why he bought all that land in Wyoming, right? Now, Joe Osteen's mega church holds 45,000 people. And of course, if Kanye is going to be there, and if he brings his wife Kim, every seat in the place is going to be completely filled, right? They broadcast in over 10 million homes at one time, so this is going to be a crazy look for Kanye, right? We all know that Kanye is going on tour, and I don't know if this is going to be part of his tour or not, but Joe Osteen says that he didn't ask Kanye to perform or anything like that, right? But Kanye is going to be preaching a little bit, right? Which, oh my God, he's going to say some crazy shit, right? But my whole thing is that even if he performs or not, this is crazy because they're literally making money. And I mean, people do make money off of religion and off of Jesus and stuff like that, but it's a very slippery slope because yes, you can make money off of Jesus like Kirk Franklin, and nothing's wrong with that, right? But you also don't want to look like you're taking advantage of something that is a hot topic to people or something that's a vulnerable or touchy subject to people like religion, right? So if you're taking advantage of somebody just based off their religion, then that's messed up, right? That's almost like the devil's work, right? Because they say, hey, the devil knows the Bible too, right? And my only question is, are they going to be charging people to, come in there and see Kanye? And if they are, and if it's 45,000 people there and they charge $10 a head, that's $450,000, you know what I'm saying? So that's really kind of crazy, right? And $10 is probably not what they're going to be charging. They're probably going to be charging a lot more if they're charging at all. I don't know, right? But I don't know, man. The whole thing is kind of scary, yo. But the album's good. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
I had a dream that I was a fucking nobody who sucked at rap. Oh, really? And then I woke up. You know who I want, Mr. Porter? Really? Lord Jamar. Really? But I don't really care, Mr. Porter. Do you know why?
Alright, yo. So that was Eminem on stage in Dubai, right? So y'all hear what he says, right? He's like, I had a dream that I was a nobody who couldn't rap, right? And I was so scared. It was like a nightmare, right? And then he says, and then I woke up, right? And then he's like, and do you know who I thought I was, ladies and gentlemen? And you know, the crowd is like, yo, who'd you think you was, or whatever like that, right? And Eminem goes, I thought I was Lord Jamar, right? And I was just like, and the crowd like starts screaming or whatever like that. I'm like, yo, right? Like, Eminem is wild. Like, nobody said Eminem's name. Like, nobody is talking about Eminem. Nobody's thinking about Eminem. But he clearly is on stage in Dubai, right? With Lord Jamar on the brain, right? Which is crazy, yo. Look, man, yo, if you want this rap, if you want a rap battle, Lord Jamar, then just say that, right? Don't keep on trying to say little cute things on stage or, you know, things on Twitter like, oh, they don't want this problem, right? Instead, why don't you come at his neck and then receive the backlash for that from Lord Jamar and see what'll happen, right? But I don't know, man. Eminem is the type of person that he's not just gonna jump and diss somebody, like drop a whole diss track on them first. He did the same thing with Machine Gun Kelly. He gave Machine Gun Kelly a line, right? And then Machine Gun Kelly came back at him with Rap Devil and completely like blammed on him, right? So Eminem, he's really trying to bait Lord Jamar into a rap battle, and I see this, right? And he wants Lord Jamar to come and like blam on him, right? But I think that Lord Jamar is waiting for Eminem to blam on him, right? So it's like, who's gonna strike first? Who's gonna strike first, right? The whole situation is crazy, and I don't know if Eminem is about to come out with an album or if he's clout chasing or what, but he definitely clearly wants Lord Jamar's attention, man. Let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.